I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This video series, which is part of my online music academy, specifically accompanies Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 from my Method Book series. Like all my books, this selection is available to purchase through Amazon and Google Play. For help, see the links in the description below. In the videos which are part of this specific course, I progress through the lessons in Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2, explaining and demonstrating concepts and playing each of the songs and exercises contained therein, so you can hear how they sound and play them right along with me. You are of course welcome to view these videos with or without the book, but with the book you can work through all the songs and exercises, and in the process learn all the various types of chords used to play music on the guitar and master your chord playing abilities. Alright, let's get to jamming in this lesson. Okay, so here we are at the end of the lesson with these finger picking patterns. I've taken you through a handful of them in a little bit more in-depth fashion. I've mentioned that a great process to learning one is to first learn it by playing with E minor, so your left hand doesn't have to worry about anything and you can just focus on your right hand, and then playing it with these exercises on page 65, and then playing songs with these patterns. In this last section of the lesson, I'm going to go through each one and help demonstrate it so that you have access to getting the kind of help you might want for learning any of the patterns that are here on these two pages. It's not necessarily intended that you would go through it with me all at once unless you want to. But since in your book, in the front section where it talks about accessing these online academy videos that go with the book, you can see the time stamp next to each one. So if there's a particular pattern you want to learn, you could go ahead and just learn it and find the spot where I work on that one if you'd like to. You can also go through each one with me. I'm not going to play all 7 exercises just because that's a really time-consuming process, but I will play one exercise with each one so that you get to practice it in context with me. And so you could practice one, or you could go through one and then pause the video and work on mastering that one through all the different avenues and then pick it back up again. And you could also just play through all of them with me if you want to, but this is more of a demonstration and an introduction into each one of these. So I'll remind us, in case you've just skipped to this portion of the lesson, that P represents thumb, I represents index finger, middle with the M, ring finger's the A, and the pinky moves with that ring finger. And we assign the index to the G string or the 3rd string, middle finger to the 2nd string, and ring finger to the high string, and then our thumb plucks the bass note of the chord. And that one changes between chords, but our other fingers always pluck the assigned strings. Now, we've talked about earlier in the lesson how we can alternate or change from standard positioning to other assigned strings. So maybe, for example, our ring finger will pluck the 2nd string, our middle finger plucks the 3rd string, and our index finger plucks that 4th string, and then the thumb plucks the low 2 strings. And we don't pluck the top string unless we occasionally reach for it with our ring finger. Or we move the other way, where our index and middle fingers pluck the index plucks the B string or the 2nd string, and then middle finger plucks the high string, and our thumb plucks the low 4. And sometimes that happens. That's more, I use that technique more when playing classical music than accompanying pop and folk type songs with finger picking patterns. But there's that. Okay, so we're going to start here with number 1 on page 64. Assuming you went through the more in-depth lesson before, we won't take too much time with this one, but we have thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. This is sometimes referred to as PIMA because of the P-I-M-A. This pattern only actually takes up half the measure and then is repeated. Let's do it a little faster with E minor. When we practice with our E minor chord, as a reminder, we use the low 6th string for our bass. So this one should be a review because we've gone over it quite a bit earlier in the lesson. Let's play number 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. To the A chord. E. B7. a reminder that can really help to plant. So we've talked about that earlier in the lesson as well. But thumb, when we go to pluck with our thumb, we set the whole hand up for that one. So that was number 1 from the finger picking practice progressions on page 65. So those are the ones that we'll use, and I'll change it up as we go. Let's look now at pattern 2. So this one is like pattern 1, only we're going to go thumb, ring, middle, index. Thumb, ring, middle, index. P, A, M, I, P, A, M, I. So here we go on E minor. P, A, M, I, P, A, M, I. Thumb, ring, middle, index. Thumb, ring, middle, index. Thumb, over on the practice progressions, we're going to do number 2, so the one that starts with an A, and we go 1 and 2 and ready and go, and P, A, M, I, D chord, back to the A, to the E7, back to A, and A. Okay, let's look at number 3 back on page 64, pattern number 3. So this one is going to combine elements of the first and second one. So we're going to go P, I, M, A, and then we're going to go P, A, M, I. So thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, ring, middle, index. P, I, M, A, P, A, M, I. Any kind of combination that would be created with these alternating of these 4 plucks could be combined together. So this is kind of nice. We're going P, I, M, A, P, A, M, I. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, ring, middle, index. P, I, M, A, P, A, M, I. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, ring, middle, index. Okay, so let's go over to the practice progressions on page 65. We'll do number 3, so the one that starts with the D. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and P, I, M, A, P, A, M, I. To the A7. Okay, let's go back over to page 64 and look at pattern number 4. This is going to change it up a little bit now. We're going to go thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, ring, index. P, M, I, A, P, M, A, I, P, M, I, A, P, M, A, I. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, ring, thumb, middle, ring, index. Becomes kind of like a tongue twister. P, M, I, A, P, M, A, I. Thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, ring, index. Switch over to the chord. P, M, I, A, P, M, A, I. P, M, I, A, P, M, A, I. faster. Thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, ring, index. Starts to work on our coordination a little bit. We'll go over and play number 4 of the finger picking practice progressions, the one that starts with G. On page 65. So here you go. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, ring, index. Back to G. Hey, okay, that's a great pattern. Might be a little tricky for you, so I took it a little slow. It's really, really nice sounding. Those ones where the thumb happens on beat 1 and on beat 3, those are great, especially great for chord progressions where there's 2 chords per bar. But they also work well for ones with 1 chord per bar. Okay, so number 5. This one we've done a little bit of before earlier in the lesson, so I won't take too much time with it, but we've got P, I, M, I, A, I, M, I, thumb, index, middle, index, ring, index, middle, index, P, I, M, I, A, I, M, I. Because we've done it before, I'll take it a little bit faster. So P, I, M, I, A, I, M, I. So let's go and do finger picking practice progression number 5. It starts with a C. So here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and C to F to C and G7. C F G7 C. It's a great pattern. Let's take a look now at pattern number 6. This one's going to have alterations, but they're slightly different. So we're going thumb, index, ring, index, middle, index, ring, index. P, I, A, I, M, I, A, I. P, I, A, I, M, I, A, I. Thumb, index, ring, index, middle, index, ring, index. P, I, A, index, ring, index, middle, index, ring, index, P, I, A, I, M, I, A, I. Speed it up a little bit. This is a great pattern. Let's go ahead and do number 6 from the finger picking practice progressions. So the one that starts with E minor and then the A minor. So you go 1 and 2 and ready and go, and A minor, E minor, B7, E minor, A minor, So now number 7, similar pattern as the previous two, but with number 7, we're going to alternate everything with the middle finger instead of the index finger. So this one goes thumb, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index, middle. Thumb, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index, middle. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. Ready? I, M, A, M, I, M. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. Thumb, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index, middle. Thumb, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index, middle. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. Let's go look at number 7 from the practice progressions. Page 65, the one that starts with A minor, and we'll do this pattern. So P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And D minor, back to A minor, E7. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, M. Okay. So now we'll go back and look at number 8. So this is starting the second row of these patterns here. This one is similar because we're going to alternate everything with the middle finger again, but this time we're going thumb, middle, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, middle. Thumb, middle, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, middle. P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. So P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. Thumb, middle, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, middle. P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. Thumb, middle, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, middle. P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. So let's go over and play from the practice progressions. We'll do number 1 this time. So it starts with E. We'll have P, M, A, M, I, M, A, M. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And E. A. E. B7. E. A. B7. E. Okay. So now we're looking at number 9. This is similar to the previous ones, but we're going to alternate everything with the ring finger. So thumb, ring, middle, ring, index, ring, middle, ring. Thumb, ring, middle, ring, index, ring, middle, ring. P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. So thumb, ring, middle, ring, index, ring, middle, ring. P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. we'll go over and we'll play number 2 from the practice progressions. So the one that starts with an A. So we'll have P, A, M, A, I, A, M, A. So you go 1 and 2 and ready and go, and to the D, back to A, E7, A, D, E7, A. Great. Let's look at number 10 now. This one's like the previous one, but we're going to alternate slightly different. We're going to go thumb, ring, index ring, middle, ring, index ring. Thumb, ring, index ring, middle, ring, index ring. P, A, I, A, M, A, I, A. 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 Thumb, ring, index ring, middle, ring, index ring. Alright, let's go over and do number 3 from the practice progression, so the one that starts with a D. So we'll have the P, A, I, A, M, A, I, A, and so forth. Starting on D. 1, 1 and 2 and ready and go, and P, G, D, A7, Great. Now let's look at number 11. So 11, 12, 13, and 14, we have these triplets. We've looked at 11 before, and we pinch. We're going to pinch the P and the A together. So we have P and A together, and then I, M. P, I, M, A, I, M. And the second half is the same as the first on this particular pattern. So we have pinch, I, M, A, I, M, pinch, I, M, A, I, M, and that pinches between ring and thumb. Pinch, I, M, A, I, M, pinch, thumb and ring together, index, middle, ring, index, middle, pinch, index, middle, ring, index, middle. Second half is the same as the first, and the rhythm of this one is tripletized. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we've done this one before, so take it slightly faster. Let's go over and use practice progression number 4, so the one that starts with G, and so on. So 1 and 2 and ready and go, and G, C, let's look at number 12. So this one's slightly different. This time we still do a pinch between thumb and ring. So we're going to pinch, but we're going to go middle index. Pinch, middle, index, ring, middle, index. Pinch, middle, index, ring, middle, index. P-A-M-I-A-M-I. P-A-M-I-A-M-I. Pinch, M-I-A-M-I. So you got the pinch, M-I-A-M-I. 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 So, pinch, thumb, and ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, pinch, middle, index, ring, middle, index. First and second halves are the same. Now, as we learn multiple versions of these, you could actually switch them, interchange them, and have the second half be one, and the first half be one of the another one. So you could have two different ones, such as P-I-M-A-I-M and then P-M-I-A-M-I, if you wanted to. It's also nice just to do them as they are written. And we will play, let's do number 5 with this one. So the one that starts with a C chord from the practice progressions. So you go 1 and 2 and ready and go and C, F, C, G7, C, F, G7, and C. Great! So now number 13 on page 64. We're going to have the pinch is now going to be between the thumb and the middle finger. So we're going to have the pinch and then index ring. Pinch, index ring, pinch, index ring. So pinch, index ring, middle, index ring. Pinch, index ring, middle, index ring. And so P-M-I-A-M-I-A, P-M-I-A-M-I-A. Let's take a look at number 6 over on the practice progressions, so page 65. We'll do this. The first chord's E minor. 1 and 2 and ready and go and E minor. A minor. Love that sound of those minor chords. Okay, so now we get to look at number 14. Similar to number 13, but we're going to go pinch, ring, index. Pinch, ring, index. So this is on page 64. Number 14. Pinch is with the thumb in the middle again. pinch, ring, index, middle, ring, index, pinch, ring, index, middle, ring, index. P M A I M A I, P M A I M A I, P M A I M A I. This is a great sounding one. So let's do number 7 from the practice progressions on page 65. This one starts with A minor. So we're going to have P, M, A, I, M, A, I, P, M, A, I, M, A, I. So here's 1 and 2 and ready and go and A minor. D minor. Great! Okay, so let's look now at number 15 on page 64. These ones are a little different. We're going to have a different place where we've got the chord being 2 notes of the chord being plucked together at the same time. So instead of a pinch coming from the thumb and one of the fingers, we're going to have 2 fingers plucking at the same time. So on this first one, we've done this one before earlier in the lesson, so I won't take as much time with it either. Thumb, index, middle, and ring happen together. Thumb, index, middle, and ring, index. Thumb, index, middle, and ring, index. So you got the whole P, I, M, A, I, P, I, M, A, I, P, I, M, A, I, P, I, M, A, I. And of course I can't say 2 letters at the same time, but they're happening at the same time. So P, I, M, A, I, P, I, M, A, number 1 with this one over from the practice progressions. It starts with an E major. So we're going to have P, I, M, A, I, P, I, M, A, I. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and to the A chord, back to E. B7. Great. Let's look at number 16 now. This one's similar, but we're going to have index and middle plucking at the same time. Thumb, ring, index and middle ring. Thumb, ring, index and middle ring. So P, A, I, M, A, P, A, I, M, A, P, A, I, M, A, P, A, I, M, A. Thumb, ring, index and middle ring. Thumb, ring, index and middle ring. P, A, I, M, A, P, A, I, M, Go over from the practice progressions and do number 2. This one starts with an A, so we're going to have the P, A, I, M, A, P, A, I, M, A, and so on. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and D, back to A, and E7, A, D, E7, Great. Let's look at number 17 now. So on this one, we're going to have ring and index, these two plucking at the same time. So this is a little different in that case. We're going to have P, M, I, A, M, P, M, I, N, A, M, P, M, I, N, A, M, P, thumb, middle, index and ring, middle. P, M, I, A, M, P, M, I, A, M. P, M, I, N, A, M, P, M, I, N, A, M, P, M, I, N, A, M. 1, thumb, middle, index and ring, middle, thumb, middle, index and ring, middle. Do number 3 now, over from the practice progression. So we're going to start with a D chord, and we're going to have that thumb, middle, index and ring, middle, thumb, middle, index and ring, middle. Alright, so here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and D, G, D, A7, D, G, A7, Great, so now we're on number 18 from page 64, and on this one we're actually going to take the first half of number 15 and then add a new second half to it. So we're still going P, I, M, A, I. P, I, M, A, I. So that's a familiar movement, but now we're going to go ring, middle, index, ring. P, I, M, A, I, A, M, I, A. I love using patterns like 18, 19, and 20 for measures in songs where there's one chord per bar, and then using like 15 or 16 or 17 instead when there's 2 chords per bar. And so I kind of just go back and forth, and that's just a great way to do it for me. I like doing that sort of thing. But I love this pattern. We've done a little bit of it before, so I won't take as much time, but P, I, M, A, I, A, M, I, A. So we'll do number 4 from the practice progressions on page 65, starting with the G chord. So we'll be on the G. P, I, M, A, I, A, M, I, A. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and to the C, to G, D7, G, C, D7, and G. Okay, so let's look at number 19 now on page 64. This one's similar to number 18, but we're going to use that same first half that we had from number 16. So thumb, ring, index, and middle, ring. And then the second half is different. Index, middle, ring, index. So P, A, I, M, A, I, M, A, I. P, A, I, M, A, I, M, A, I. P, A, I, M, A, I, M, A, I. Thumb, ring, index, and middle, ring, index, middle, ring, index. So P, A, I, M, A, I, M, A, I. P, A, I, M, A, I, M, A, Let's look at number 5 now from the practice progressions. It's the one that starts with a C, and play this one. Thumb, ring, index and middle, ring, index, middle, ring, index. It's hard to fit all those words in there. So here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and C. C, G7, C, F, G7, C. Okay, so here's number 20 on page 64. It's like the previous two, but this time we've got the thumb, middle, ring and index together, middle, and then we've got ring, middle, index, ring. A, M, I, A. So we've used A, M, I, A as the second ending of 18, and we've used as the second half of 18, and we've also used the first half from number 17. So we're combining a couple elements that we've already worked on if you've gone front to front. Now if you just skip to this one, then it's new for you. But P, M, I, A, M, A, M, I, A. P, M, I, M, A, M, I, A. P, M, I, N, A, M, A, M, I, A. So P, M, I, N, A, M, A, M, I, A. Thumb, middle, index and ring, middle, index, ring. Do number 6 from the practice progressions. This one starts on E minor. So we're going to have thumb, middle, index and ring, middle, index, ring. P, M, I, A, M, I, A. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And E minor, A minor. E7, E minor, A minor, B7, E minor. Okay, now we'll do number 21 from page 64. This one's different than all the others. We're actually going to go thumb and then use 3 plucks at the same time. So from our index, middle, and ring fingers, the rhythm is also different. So on this, the rhythm goes 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 We're going to go thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers. Those fingers go twice. So thumb, fingers, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, fingers, thumb, fingers. P, I, M, A, P, I, M, A, P, I, M, A, P, M, I, M, A. It's a little hard to say. It's kind of this cool Spanish music flavor. Something we see in classical music from Spain. Early traditional sense. So let's do number 7. This will be a fun one to do with a minor chord progression. We're going to do number 7 from the practice progressions. Starts with A minor. 1 and a 2, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, a 1, 2 and ready, go. D minor, A minor, E7, A minor, D minor, E7, A minor. So fun. So fun. So now we're going to do number 22 on page 65. We're going to do 22 through 26 are progressions in 3/4 time. So everything previous to this was in 4/4 time. These ones are in 3/4 time. These ones are also adaptable to songs in 6/8 time and 12/8 time, which we'll learn about in lesson 14 when we're working on strumming patterns. Or some new strumming patterns, I should say. We've been working on strumming patterns up until this point, all the way through the method. So we've looked at this one slightly before, but we got P, I, M, A, M, I, number 22. This is kind of like a forward and backward roll. P, I, M, A, M, I, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. P, I, M, A, M, I. So P, I, M, A, M, I. 1, 2, 3. Now with this, if we create a triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's more of a 12/8 fill, kind of like numbers 11 through 14, 12/8. Being this 1 and 2 and sort of feel, which is written out there in 4/4 time. If we make it 1 and 2 and 3, and it's all about the accenting, changes the way these are used. But as I've explained earlier in the lesson, before to these demonstrations, that if you can put 2 of these, you can use this for 6/8 time by creating that 1 and 2 and fill, 1 and 2 and instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and if you squeeze 2 of them into a full measure, you get a 12/8 feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we'll do this one with number 1 from the practice progressions, the one that starts with an E. We'll do this one like it's in 3/4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 1 and E. A. Now, because this pattern is so adaptable, this particular one to 6/8 and 12/8, let's practice number 2 as if it were in 6/8. So we're going to do this 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so we'll play that same pattern, 22, number 22, with practice progression 2, which is the one that starts with an A, and we'll make it 1 and 2 and so it's like it's in 6/8 time. 1 and 2 and ready and go and A, D, A, E7, A, D, E7, A. And let's do it for number 3 as if it was in 12/8. 12/8 is like doing that twice per bar, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to take it a little bit faster, as they usually are. This is an effect that's done sometimes on songs like What a Wonderful World or Oh Holy Night, songs like that. So here we go. Number 3, it starts on the D. 1 and 2 and ready and go and D to G to D, A7 and D, G, A7 and D. Okay, now we're on pattern number 23. This is one of our 3/4 time signature patterns. P-A-M-I-M-A, P-A-M-I-M-A, P-A-M-I-M-A. Thumb, ring, middle, index, middle, ring. P-A-M-I-M-A. Thumb, ring, middle, index, middle, ring. Let's do number 4 with this one, so it's the one that starts from the practice progressions. It's the one that starts on a G. P-A-M-I-M-A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3, 2, 1 to the C, to the G, D7, Now let's take a look at that one as if it was in 6/8 time. So you'd have P-A-M-I-M-A, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and goes a little faster. Let's do that with number 5. So we're gonna have P, starts on a C. 1 and 2 and ready and go and to the F, C, G7, C, F, G7, C. Now if it was in 12/8, then we'd squeeze it in 2 times per measure. So let's do number 5 again and do it that way. 1 and 2 and 3 and go and F, C, G7, C, F, G7, C. Let's take a look now at number 24. We looked at this one earlier in the lesson. This is one of my favorite 3/4 time patterns. It goes thumb, index, middle, index, ring, middle. P-I-M-I-A-M. 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 Play this one with number 6. P-I-M-I-A-M. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 3 and 2 and 1. A minor, E minor, B7, E minor, A minor, B7, E minor. Now, if we made this one into 6/8, it's a little trickier than the others, but it would be P-I-M-I-A-M, P-I-M-I-A-M, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Let's do that with number 7 from the practice progressions. So the one that starts with A minor and then goes to D minor. And let's actually do it as if it were in 12/8 first. So twice per measure. Like so. So 1 and 2 and ready and go and A minor, D minor, A minor, E7, A minor, D minor, E7. Now let's do it once per measure. So as if it were in 6/8 time. 1 and 2 and 1 and go and A minor, D minor, A minor, E7, A minor, D minor, E7, A minor. Okay. So number 25 and number 26 are kind of like the ones in 4/4 time where there's places where we pluck 2 notes at the same time. Two fingers pluck 2 strings at the same time. So number 25, thumb, ring, index and middle, ring, index, middle. Thumb, ring, index and ring, index, middle. P-A-I-M-A. So let's do practice progression number 1 using this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. A, E, B7, E, A, B7, Love that pattern for 3/4 time. You could also use it, of course, in 6/8 and 12/8. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and I'll slow it down. insert that tripletized feel into any 2/4 song in 2/4, and we can do the 12/8 feel into ones in 4/4. We could do a 9/8 sort of thing in 3/4, but we don't tend to do that one so much. But inserting this into the 4/4, like I mentioned a little earlier, with songs like "Oh Holy Night" or "What a Wonderful World," those work really great. So let's do number 2, but play it as if it were in 12/8. So practice progression number 2. So it starts with the A chord using number 25 as if it was in 12/8. So just like that. 1 and 2 and ready and go and to the D. Now if it was in 6/8 time, we would just do it once per measure. Let's do that. 1 and 2 and 1 and go and D, A, E7, A, D, E7, A. Number 26, P-I-M-A-I-A-M, P-I-M-A-I-A-M. This one's going to be really reminiscent of number 18. We just dropped the last beat. And that's something you can do with any of these any of the 4/4 patterns. You could always drop a beat from them and create a 3/4 pattern. So it's kind of an easy thing to do. And this is a great one. P-I-M-A-I-A-M. 1 and 2 and 3 and P-I-M-A-I-A-M. So let's play that with number 3. Starts on a D chord. P-I-M-A-I-A-M. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. D, G, D, A7, D, G, A7. And of course we can turn this one into a 6/8 or 12/8 time fill. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and it's just by changing the accenting. It's usually done a little bit faster, but P-I-M-A-I-A-M. So let's practice that 12/8 or 6/8 time fill with number 26 with practice progression number 4. It's the one that starts with a G. We'll do 12/8 first. 12/8 means that it happens twice per measure before we switch. So here you go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and C, G, D7, G, C, D7, G, do it as if it was in 6/8. So 1 time per measure. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a go and a. Back to G. D7. G. C. D7. G. Okay, so number 27 now. For 27, 28, 29, and 30, all of these start with a quarter note. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. These ones have a pinch at the beginning between the thumb and one of the fingers. This number 27 is thumb and ring finger. So pinch, index, middle, thumb, ring, index, middle. We've done this one just a little bit earlier in the lesson when I was introducing things, but we got the P and A, I M P A, I M P and A, I M P A, I M. Pinch, index, middle, thumb, ring, index, middle. Pinch, index, middle, thumb, ring, index, middle. Let's take a look at number 5 from the practice progressions with this one. So it's the one that starts with a C. So you're 1, 2, ready, and C, F, C, G7, C, F, G7, C. Okay, so number 28 now. With number 28, we're going to pinch between the thumb and the middle finger. So pinch and then index ring, thumb, middle, index ring. Pinch, index ring, thumb, middle, index ring. So on that E minor, we'd have the pinch, index ring, thumb, middle, index ring. Pinch, index ring, thumb, middle, index ring. P and M, I, A, P, M, I, A. Pinch, index ring, thumb, middle, index ring. P and M, I, A, P, M, I, Let's do this with practice progression 6. So that one starts with the E minor. This is great. All the patterns in this book are great. They're specially chosen. Number 6. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And E minor. Okay, so let's look at number 29 now. So with 29, thumb and index finger are the pinch, and then ring, middle, thumb, index, ring, middle. P, I, A, M, P, I, A, M. P and I, A, M, P, I, A, M. P and I, A, M, P, I, A, M. P, I, A, M, P, I, A, M. P and I, A, M, P, I, A, M. Okay, so let's look at number 7 from the practice progressions. So this is the one that starts with A minor. So we're going to have the pinch, ring, Okay, so here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And A minor, D minor, A minor, E7, A minor, D minor, E7, A minor. So number 30, our last one. This one's the Travis pick. We did a little bit with this one earlier in the lesson. A lot of explanation. On this one with number 30, we're going to pinch P and M together. The thumb, the lowercase thumb that comes up, we actually swap strings with it. And so it plucks the 4th string as well. So it's going to pluck the bass of a chord, and then it's going to pluck the 4th string in sort of an alternate bass fashion. As written, this only works for chords that have the root, the bass note, on the 5th or 6th string. So with an E minor, I'm going to pluck pinch, and then I'm going to alternate to that 4th string. I'm going to actually put the E minor on. So it's that pinch, thumb, index. So the thumb has to do extra work. And then the uppercase P is the normal bass, lowercase is that alternate pluck on the 4th string. And this is reminiscent of the banjo playing kind of finger plucking, which is where it comes from. But let's do number 1 from the practice progressions with this one. So E, A, and B7. For the E, we jump over a string from that pluck of the root on the 6th string to that alternate pluck on the 4th string, and then from the A and the B7 we just pluck from the 5th string where the bass is up to that 4th string. So the lowercase p, we're always jumping up to that 4th string. So you go 1, 2, ready, and then we got the A and E and B7. And E. We'll do it a little faster. 1, 2, ready, and E, A, E, B7, E, A, B7, and E. Now, that one works just like that because all those chords have their root on the 5th or the 6th string. When we use the Travis pick and we're playing a chord that only is on the top 4 strings, then we have to take our whole hand and slide it up. So if we were playing it, for example, on a D chord, our thumb would pluck the 4th string for the bass note, and it would pluck the 3rd string for that lowercase, that alternate pluck with the thumb note. And then with the thumb, and then our index finger would pluck the 2nd string, and our middle finger plucks the top string, and our ring finger, of course, doesn't pluck anything. So it would go like, we get the... So everything's been rotated up a string for that one. So as we look at practice progression number 2, we actually have to take from the A up to the D, all our fingers have to change strings. A. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, and we got A. Move for the D, back to A. And then we got the E7. A. Up to the D. E7. Okay, so let's practice that same thing with practice progression number 3. We get to practice moving our hand back and forth. So we're going to start on the D, which means that we start with our hands on that higher alternate position. Thumbs plucking the 4th string and the 3rd string, and then index is doing 2nd and middle is doing the high. And when we jump to the G chord, then we got to switch back. And for the D, and then for the A7 we switch back. So we're going to be switching in between each one. It's a little tricky, but hey. that's what makes life fun. So we'll go about there. So you go 1 and 2 and ready and go, and we got D, G, and the D, A7, D, G, A7, and D. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier in the lesson, number 27 and number 30 are actually two different ways of playing the same thing. With any of these progressions, we can change from standard assigning, the standard way of assigning the fingers to strings from index, middle, and ring, to something else. One of the common things to do is for chords that have 5 strings or 6 strings in them, is to actually bring the fingers in, and then play the thumb will play the bass note on the 5th or the 6th string. Index will pluck the 4th string, middle will pluck the 3rd string, and ring will pluck the 2nd string. And that's to get an inside sound on these chords. So for example, with the G chord, if I pluck that way versus up high, then I get a different sound. And with the plucking pattern like number 1, P-I-M-A, P-I-M-A, I can get a different sound coming. And I will sometimes do that, where I actually change which strings I'm plucking to get a variety and to get more of the chord covered. With 4-string chords, we're covering all the notes on the strings when we use all 4 fingers, or the 3 fingers and the thumb. But with the 5-string and the 6-string chords, we're only plucking 4 of the notes, and sometimes we like that inside sound better. Well, if we were to do 27, where with that alternate fingering, where our index is plucking the D string, middle is plucking the G string, and ring finger is plucking the B string, and we play that one, we're getting the same sound as if we were doing the Travis pick. It's just a different way of plucking that. The Travis pick with that alternating thumb is really a banjo technique. 5-string kind of country bluegrass folk banjo playing. Okay, so that takes us through all 30 patterns, and I've talked earlier about how you can actually alternate and create more patterns from those. These are all great ones, and practicing them with these progressions is great, and songs in the book and songs that you enjoy playing outside of the book. This foundational finger picking style should help make it possible to play other songs that use finger style playing as well, such as Blackbird, the Beatles' Blackbird, that's a great one. And Dust in the Wind, that's another great one that I can think of. But there's a lot of songs that use it, as well as just enjoying playing any old song with some finger picking. So hopefully this lesson has been useful to you, and I wish you the best. And we'll see you in the next lesson, where we're going to start learning some bar chords. So wahoo for the bar chords. See you then. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For help with other guitar playing skills, check out more of my method books and the numerous lessons available as part of my online academy here on YouTube. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.